कौन हो तुम? रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप होते हैं.
A lot of people, they want to invest in it. So the first thing what they go through is like the biggest hurdle for them is like creating a wallet, remembering the
Yeah.
seed phrase and all of that. So aaj thoda, like let's do like sort of a discussion on where we discuss sort of crypto wallets and try to explain people how they work and what they should look out for, because as you know, a decentralized system में काफी hacking whacking और ये सब होती है, and you have to be like very careful. So yeah, let's start. I think we'll start with Narkundi. तो Narkundi, तो wallets पे start कर दे तू सबसे पहले कि crypto wallets कितने प्रकार के होते हैं और कौन कौन से हैं और which are the major ones that people are using right now.
ठीक है. सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ वॉलेट्स, जब क्रिप्टो वॉलेट्स की बात करते हैं, दो मेन क्लासिफिकेशन आ जाती हैं कि हॉट वॉलेट्स एंड कोल्ड वॉलेट्स, राइट? जो हॉट वॉलेट्स आर योर एक्टिव वॉलेट्स in which you are interacting with any DeFi protocol जहाँ पे तुम actively उसको use कर रहे हो. Think of it as your active trading amount, your portfolio, जिसमें तुम in and out करे जा रहे हो. Now the more protocols that you interact with, the more it becomes suspectable कि whether you're approving any transaction की saying कि हाँ इसको पैसे भेज दो या wrong address को भेज रहे हो, versus cold wallets which are intentionally designed कि उसका interaction itself is minimal. You connect it, let's say a hardware wallet like Ledger, ये जो भी है, Trezor, whichever you might have, you move big amounts into it, you disconnect it and you keep it out. So it's not interacting with any protocol. So users के लिए main risk आ जाता है कि which transactions they are approving and which protocols they are interacting with. वहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा risk आता है. इसलिए wallets में, like with any IT application, like it's always best कि you shouldn't have a central point of failure. So if you're 100% in centralized exchange wallets, that's also a risk because you could be blocked, you could be given some reason कि explanation बताओ क्या है इसका. If you have a browser extension, that is, I think, the easiest because usme you don't know, sometimes jaldi mein you sign a transaction, you approve it, you think it's going to a wallet, but it could be effectively a smart contract which has hidden code and is designed to drain funds from your wallet, and you're effectively giving it approval. So udhar risk hai. So if you have any crypto, don't keep it in one place. Keep it split between cold wallets like Ledger, Trezor. Keep some of your trading amount jitna use karna actually in browser extensions like MetaMask, Rabby, wherever, and keep some in centralized exchange wallet jahan pe obviously the UI is much better, but then obviously there are trade-offs between DeFi protocols versus keeping something on SEX.
Wow, pretty well done. Actually, I'm surprised. इतनी समझ
Me too. I know.
इतनी समझदारी से समझाया, that's like shocking.
समझदारी से समझाया.
इतनी समझदारी से मुझे the shocking part is he knows that much, bro.
सरप्राइज, मैंने तुम लोग के लिए ELI 5 वर्जन करके दिया, बट इट्स ओके.
पता नहीं सामने ग्रॉक चल रहा होगा और कान में
एक्सप्लेनर वीडियो देखी होगी सुबह सुबह.
मैं ही नहीं हूँ.
वो कौन सी कंपनी के थे, मैकेंजी के थे जो पूरा नहीं
डेलॉयट.
अभी मैकेंजी ने भी किया है अभी और डेलॉयट ने भी किया, दोनों
गवर्नमेंट को चुना
नहीं मैकेंजी नहीं, वो था कौन सा है वो, पीडब्ल्यूसी का था, मिडिल ईस्ट में उनका वो स्कैंडल हुआ था, एंड देन डेलॉयट का भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हुआ है. हाँ,
मन भरा जो चाहिए दे देगा ग्रॉक,
लेट्स टॉक. ऑलराइट, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट public private keys or importance क्या है उसकी, और like how should like people handle that, and why is it like so important, crypto adding?
Yeah, private keys for me, देखो, I'm very old school when it comes to wallets and stuff, right? You guys have seen me how I am.
तो शुरू से कि पहले जब wallet बनाना पड़ता है तो you get like
so what happens is when you're creating a wallet, right? Especially, so most of the time the first wallet that you will create when you're getting into crypto, right, is probably going to be on a SEX. So when you open an account in Binance or Gate or Qcoin or whatever it is, right? They don't usually have. They have like a private key, but it's mostly to re-access your account या इस तरह का, ठीक है. उन wallets के अपने वो होते हैं they have like a Web3 wallet as such, these exchanges, right? Which then provide you with a private key. What are private keys? They're basically essentially sort of a 12 or 13 letter password, right? Which only you have access to. And they are random, basically names or places or whatever, now random words, right? And they basically help you access your wallet. जो सेक्स वाले होते हैं mostly, I don't know, I haven't met a lot of people who use a sex Web3 wallet as much. वो अगर sex पे बैठे होते हैं तो they mostly use the main जो spot wallet या futures wallet होता है उसका.
Yeah, but how
Apart
does
from
that
that,
work? Sex का Web3 wallet, मतलब कि like what is the difference between like your normal hot wallet and a sex
so
का
what it
Web3?
does, so Web3 wallet basically जो sex का Web3 wallet होता है. So for that, like he explained, right? जो तेरा जैसे custodial wallet होता है, you have your MetaMask or Rabby or Phantom or whatever wallet you're using, right? So Sex provides a Web3 wallet. So these Sexes, right, they provide a sort of a version of this Web3 wallet. This wallet, essentially, when they say Web3 wallet, basically means that that specific wallet is not centralized at Sex. Okay, it's a decentralized wallet that is probably outside the parameters of the SEC control. Now, what is the truth behind that? We don't know. I don't know personally whether it's centralized or not, but that's what they claim. And they say it's a Web3 wallet. It's something that is outside their SEC's parameters. Okay. When it comes to MetaMask or Rabby and all of these wallets, the first thing, I mean, in our case, when we were starting with crypto, right, us time pe, there was only Ether wallets. So there was a website, you would go into My Ether wallet and you would create an Ether wallet, right? And you could create those wallets using like 3 or 4 options. So you would get a mnemonic phrase, which is like this 12-digit passphrase, 12-character passphrase, whatever it is, or you would get a keystroke file. Now, the keystroke file was this file that when you're creating the wallet, it used to generate this encrypted file, which basically had your login credentials and everything, all of it together, which is encryption. And what happens is every time you log in, you basically upload the keystroke file and you enter your password and you get access to your wallet, right? A lot of people, and even the My Ether wallet says that it's more safer. But again, when it comes to keystroke files and all of this, if somebody has access to your laptop through phishing, through Trojan or whatever it is, right? Your keystroke files are in danger if they are in a laptop that is getting connected to the internet. And that is a risk that is always going to be there. So for me, the most safest, and I've been very safe based on that, is what I do is I have like these, I take the mnemonic phrases, 12, 13, 15 character phrases. And what I do is I have a physical book and I write them down physically there, right? And when it's on a pen and it's on paper, right, it's unhackable. It becomes completely unhackable. Nobody can basically go and hack my diary. And like Adil said, I have probably worked with 40 wallets at one time or 100 wallets at one time, splitting my amount across multiple wallets. And, I have one major wallet that I'm interacting with, let's say on DeFi protocols and our days, you had ICOs that were happening on their protocols websites, their main web pages. And they were the major phishing scams that were running back even in the last cycle. Even today, this is one of the major scams that you see on Twitter. For example, you have airdrop claims and you have, the new wallet access claim and stuff like that. And people go ahead and they click those links to maybe think that you're going to get an airdrop from, let's say, Binance or MetaMask, and you have all these scam links coming in. And the minute you open that and you connect your wallet, like Adil said, you're giving them access. You're giving them the access to spoof you, to basically drain your wallet and get everything out. So ideally, yes, you should have only one wallet or 2 wallets that you're using as your hot wallet, and split whatever you're trading into these 2 or 3 wallets. Don't even trade from one specific wallet for everything that you're doing, or don't connect to just one. Use one wallet connecting to all different protocols. And so and the second part is a lot of people become lazy. A lot of times you get hacked or you get drained because you are lazy, nothing else. I mean, if you're putting in an address to send some funds to somewhere and you're copying it from somewhere, you have to double check, triple check last 5 letters or the digits of the address. And a lot of the times, what happens is it's the last 2 digits that are changed, or the first, second digit that is changed. And that's where these guys sort of, drain you out. So you have to be very careful in transferring. We've faced this issue ourselves. I've been a victim of one of these sites which was claiming to have an ICO pre-sale. I lost, I think, $12,000 on that drain. And it was not because the website was smart, it was because I was stupid and I didn't see that when I was basically confirming the transaction, the gas fee was about $2,000 in ETH. And I was like, man, maybe this is because the ETH at that point in time, ETH sometime gas fees used to go high. And I
हाँ
was like,
बहुत
maybe it's just because of traffic, right? And I still went ahead. And at the back of the mind, I had this thinking, maybe I'm getting scammed, but because I was lazy and I was too power drunk on getting everything okay with myself, I went on with it, right? And it drained me. It drained me like within 1 second, it just cleaned out everything. So you have to be careful your own self. It's hackers can't get into your wallets until unless you don't give access to them.
Yeah.
तो
There's one
बहुत बार ऐसा भी
analogy that
yeah yeah बोल
the
बोल
analogy
continue.
that you can use for approving transactions is almost like reading the terms and conditions page. How many times do you read that? Like, हाँ ठीक है, okay, I approve.
Exactly. That's a very well said.
हाँ, बहुत बार ऐसा भी होता है कि आपके वॉलेट में कोई रैंडम टोकन आ जाता है कि कोई कोई आपको एयर ड्रॉप कर रहा है या कुछ कर रहा है एंड यू कैन सी दैट इन योर वॉलेट बट व्हेन यू क्लिक ऑन इट क्या बोलते हैं कि दैट विल ड्रेन योर एंटायर वॉलेट और समटाइम्स व्हेन लाइक सपोज यू वांट you're सेंडिंग मनी टू डिफरेंट पीपल और उनमें से किसी एक का जो वॉलेट है वो कुछ सस्पिशियस है तो आपने उसको भेजा और आपका एकदम से वॉलेट ड्रेन हो गया तो ये सब भी होता है so let's
But
talk
you have
about
to
like
see that all these so these wallets, like you have these non-custodial wallets, so like you have MetaMask, you have Rabby and all these. In the last couple of years, they've actually increased their security levels quite a lot. I mean, the issues that we faced in the last cycle have reduced drastically in this cycle. I mean, most of the time now, if you're getting duped or if you're getting hacked or if you're getting drained, it's majorly because of your own weaknesses or your own fault. It's not because of the wallet itself. I mean, MetaMask, maybe if you have those
yeah
wallets that tokens that are getting sent to you, right? MetaMask does not show you openly
Mm.
those tokens. It will
Yeah.
only show you the tokens that you
yeah
actually bought or traded with, right? It does not show
Yeah.
you those random tokens that are being sent to you unless you basically see those hidden tokens and interact with them. Then you're just stupid, right?
Mm.
नहीं आप कभी कभी अपना वो देखते हो ना क्या बोलते हैं कि वॉलेट बीएससी स्कैन पे या ईथर स्कैन पे
Yeah.
जाके
You can see all the tokens there.
यू कैन सी ऑल द टोकन आपको क्या अरे यार $2,000 आए हुए मेरे वॉलेट में किसी ने गलती से भेज दिया होगा दैट्स हाउ पीपल फॉल फॉर दीज इवन द
Yeah,
नाइजीरियन
exactly. I
स्कैम्स
mean,
राइट
exactly.
तो जो
Correct.
It's like
कि I'm a
laundry
prince
करते
and
jeans में से पैसे
yeah,
निकल गए.
ऐसे निकल गए तो वैसे आप हो जाते हो so,
नहीं होता है.
एक आध अठन्नी अठन्नी
चिल्लर
निकल जाए
बन
तो
Correct.
लोग
Well, there's a
वो जब
Chrome
क्लीन करते हैं तो
extension.
वो बिल्कुल क्लीन करते हैं.
yeah,
Guys, there's a Chrome extension. I highly recommend everyone gets it. It's called Scam Sniffer. Google Chrome
Yeah.
पे. So it just runs in the background, and before you're approving a transaction, it checks for common phishing sites and gives you a sense कि okay, is there a degree of risk in this alert here? Watch out for these things, and then you can move on with it. So it just adds, I don't know, an extra second, but it's completely worth it.
so
Honestly speaking, in terms of security, there's one thing I always tell anybody who I know who wants to get into crypto space, and there are one or two things that I tell them is number one, don't open any link that is sent to you by somebody you
Yeah.
don't know. Never open any link. Okay? Never open a link that is giving anything for free, right? Airdrop ho gaya, tokens ho gaya. Never open those links because nothing in the world is for free. Even for airdrop, you have to go and connect and work for them. And the third is if you're doing anything, I don't know how to say it, hanky panky on your laptop, don't use crypto wallets on that laptop. Keep it separate from that laptop. The minute you log on to VPN or onto a site that is black and orange, you are opening yourself to a
Black and
lot of
orange.
issues.
black and
Right?
yellow right black and
I
yellow
don't know what the color is, but yes,
oh
my
okay okay you don't know अच्छा
I mean,
ठीक है हम
in my laptop it's orange.
ये
वो तो मैं इस तरह बोल रहा
अच्छा
हूँ. So I'm just saying, you keep your activities away from your financial, basically a book where you're keeping everything. So you keep that separate. That is you have to be extremely careful with that.
So let's talk about the future and like what's gonna happen. Like with so much in quantum computing, और ये मैं tweets पढ़ रहा था कि in a couple of years ये सब इनकी जो security है और वो सब है वो it will make it all redundant. So like, do you actually believe that will happen, realist? And where do you also see the future? Like a lot of people are now saying ki ye wallets ko, they will use this as like your ID and stuff, like when more there is more adoption of crypto. So do you actually see that happening? Like, yeah, or this is just like, कि हम crypto जाएगा दुनिया बदल देगा वैसी वाली talk?
Um, Crypto and ID. I'll answer the latter first. I don't know how one will do that, because you can probably use your exchange UID as your ID, because that's where you've done KYC. But where you've not done any KYC, there is no ID linked to it, right? So I don't know how you're probably going to assign an ID, so to speak, with it. Like MetaMask
So
does
you'll
not
have
do
to
any KYC, which is
maybe,
why somebody goes for a hot wallet.
so you have to register your wallet with like some entity, and then that becomes your sort of ID
Yeah,
or something.
but yeah, that could be a way, to be honest. There are many
I think
such providers who do
that
that,
happened
which
in
is
Europe,
proof of
right? A
human.
couple of years ago, like they
Yeah.
wanted people to sort of submit their MetaMask addresses and get that KYC. That
Yeah, so
was
these are essentially called that proof of human protocols, right? They do that. So you probably come and link your address and you register it with a particular set of documents, right? And those documents are also sort of verified using like a Substack or something, which is, or a SumSub, which is, sorry, not Substack, SumSub, which is your decentralized sort of KYC verification engines. But yeah, and if somebody wants to get doxxed, they definitely can do that. Yeah, that could be something in the future. But the problem currently is, especially where KYCs are required at present, are these traditional BFSI sectors. So they are the ones who usually sort of, which is banking, financial services, and insurance. They are the ones who usually look for such strict KYC checks. Those kind of KYC checks aren't really performed by the likes of a Samsung or anything. All they do is essentially just whether the person is, it's a liveness check. If you actually want to do some sort of KYC verification, it's that additional layer of KYC verification, which is your AML check, word check, all of these uh, terrorism checks, etc. Right? PMLA checks. So all of that is actually done by, and those are expensive checks, right? The software that you have to buy is pretty expensive. So the only person who can actually do that is somebody like an exchange. So they're the ones who usually invest their money into it. They're the ones who do that. So I don't see that becoming very prevalent right now, maybe because I don't see any need. Like, is my bank account my identity number? The answer is no. Like, for my identity card, I have a separate identity card. My bank account is separate. My bank account could be linked with it, but that's not my identity. So tomorrow there could be a case where my tax identification number, and that is already happening, right? So my tax identification number is basically a parent account number, right? Which is an aggregation of all bank accounts that I have, because it's linked with one particular identification number. Similarly, what's going to happen is your crypto accounts will also be linked with it, right? And that essentially becomes your case where your exchanges will also be linked with your tax identification number, which is something that in India people are already doing. Like, for
Yeah.
example, a KuCoin links your account with your bank card, right? Which basically treats your KuCoin account as an independent bank account, right? Or a trading account, or like an insurance account, which is effectively all under this one umbrella. So that is already happening. I don't know whether somebody would want to link a decentralized wallet or not, because the whole ethos of decentralization is to be off grid. So why would you bring that into the grid? So I don't know. Maybe registering a MetaMask or any of these hot wallets or cold wallets, which are essentially out of the circuit, bring them into the circuit. I don't think makes sense for a user to do it. But yeah, exchanges are definitely going to go that way, and they're already going that way. So everything is essentially becoming consolidated under your tax
Even
identification
governments
number.
will go that way, right? They would
yeah,
want to know your hot wallet,
yeah,
cold
of
wallet,
Absolutely.
course, of
decentralized
course,
wallet.
of course.
Yeah. So they would want to know your cold wallets. The answer is, do you want them to know your cold wallets? So what the government will have control over, like a government cannot have control over a MetaMask, right? Because MetaMask is a decentralized entity, right? Anybody can go and create that wallet. But a government can enforce measures on a KuCoin saying that if you want to operate in my country, if you want to take withdrawals from a bank account into your, because like a MetaMask does not say that you can load up directly from your bank account, right? They are not into that business. Their business is storage of crypto, right? No matter where you get it from, you can come and store it here. It's a decentralized wallet. We don't have access to your passkeys, and if you lose it, the money's gone. In the exchange, like Adil mentioned initially, is that it comes with a lot of convenience, that even if you forget your password, you can call them up, you can answer a couple of questions, and they'll restore access to that account. But that comes with a lot of challenges. One of those challenges being that, you know what, it is under government scrutiny, because a KuCoin, if it wants to accept money into their accounts using a UPI, right? The government will say, okay, happily do it. But you know what? Everybody who's opening an account on your platform, I need access to that data. And you need to deduct tax at source, which is called TDS. You need to deduct it and deposit it against the person's PAN card. So all of that is there, right? So governments are already doing it, and they definitely want to do it. But why would a user go and link a hot wallet or like a decentralized wallet is, I don't know, that it'll be, I mean, I doubt they'd want to do that. It's like saying that I have $1 million hidden under the bed. Do I want to tell the government that I have cash at my home? I think a MetaMask wallet is pretty much similar, right? What's in my bank account, I've declared. What's outside the bank account, I don't want to declare. So that could probably be a case.
And for the governments, it's not really very much difficult to know what's under your bed, because eventually whatever you want to do, you will have to move that money from MetaMask to KuCoin or whatever exchange to get it into your bank.
Exactly.
Right? And that's where the government gets to know where this money comes from, right? So,
100%. So the moment you interacted,
so they don't need to basically go ahead and, put all of these guys onto KYC and AML and all of that. They have central points that just go on and they'll be like, you guys are the gatekeepers, you do this for us.
Correct. So the moment you interact with it even once, you will immediately get a message from the exchange saying that, hello, thank you for depositing the funds, but you know what, your withdrawals have been blocked. And in order to reactivate withdrawals, you need to answer a set of questions. This money which has come into your account has come from an unidentified wallet. Please tell us who this wallet belongs to. If it is yours, what are the source of funds? Similar. So it will rely on your weak moment. The moment you interact with a centralized entity, you're gone. You're busted.